Have you ever wondered how long it takes that delicious piece of pizza you just ate to go through your digestive system? According to Dr. Elizabeth Ryan with Mayo Clinic, it takes about 6 to 8 hours for that piece of pizza to go through 3/4 of your digestive system and 36 to 72 hours for it to go through the last fourth of your digestive system. So that piece of pizza is going to be hanging out with you for quite some time. As a biology major, I've learned about digestion a few more times than I probably would like, so I figured I'd share my knowledge with some fellow digestive system owners. So today I'll be informing you guys of the multi-step and multi-organ process that we know as digestion. According to Diana Wells with Healthline, our mouths produce 2 pints of saliva every day. That's equivalent to 32 ounces or 2 whole cans of soda. Crazy, right? So our mouths are where digestion begins. As we put that piece of pizza, theoretically, into our mouth, our saliva begins to chemically break it down. So it coats the food and it starts to break it down just bit by bit. At the same time, our teeth and our jaws are working to physically and mechanically break that food down to squish it into smaller and smaller bits. It's important that our food be squished down because the next step is to be sent down our esophagus, which is an intestinal tube that you don't really want big chunks of food sent down. So after the mouth does its best work in chemically and physically breaking down the food, it's going to send that food down our esophagus, which is going to squeeze it through muscular squeezes all the way down to the stomach. And the stomach is where the food will be mixed physically and chemically again, this time in a little bit of a bigger chamber. So the stomach is going to mix it around with acidic juices and help break down, and at the same time physically squeeze the food to kind of stir that food around, but with the stomach muscles. This is helping to get the stomach to do its best job with stirring and breaking down the food. So from the stomach, after it thoroughly breaks down as much as it can, it's going to send the food to the small intestine. So while this is called the small intestine, it's actually pretty long. It's going to traverse your whole gut down here. It is very narrow though, so this is why it's really significant that your mouth, your esophagus, and your stomach do their best job to break down that food as small as possible. So here is where in your small intestine is where most of your nutrients are going to be absorbed. So as it's going all the way throughout, it has plenty of time to take up as many nutrients from that mushed up food as possible. So this is a vital part of your digestion, because what's the point of eating if you can't get the nutrients for your body? So after this food goes all the way throughout your small intestine, it's going to be sent into your large intestine, which is actually fairly short, but it is rather wide. So this is where your food's going to hang out for 36 to 72 hours. Really crazy. So, and here is where your body's going to absorb the most amount of water and its electrolytes as well. So this is where your body's going to hydrate itself. After it takes all the nutrients out from the small intestine, it's going to take that mush of food that's left and it's going to soak the water up and all the electrolytes. And this process does take a little longer, which is why it sits in your colon for over a day. So after the food is broken down in the large intestine, it's going to be sent out the anus and hopefully never seen again after the body takes all the nutrients that it needs. So, and to summarize, this theoretical piece of pizza is going to go in your mouth and be chemically broken down by the saliva, as well as mechanically broken down by your teeth and your jaw, and then it's going to be squished down your esophagus, where it's going to be sent to your stomach, where it is again chemically broken down with the stomach juices and physically broken down with the movement of the stomach. After the stomach does this, it's going to send it on down to the small intestine, where the small intestine is going to soak up as many nutrients as possible, and then send it on to the small intestine, which is a little bit wider. It's going to take all that mush and it's going to spend some time soaking up as many electrolytes and all the water that it can. After it's done with this and all the nutrients and water are taken out of the once pizza that you ate, it's going to be sent out the anus. And like I said, hopefully you never have to see it again. However, I hope that this information doesn't do like this imaginary pizza and go in one hole and out the other. I also hope that you now have a basic understanding of how each organ's specific function works, and that digestion cannot work without each one doing its specific function. Thank you.